Caesar and Pompey are Rome's two greatest generals. And it's really a question as to whether the old master Pompey is going to be upstaged by the young rising star Caesar.
This is it!
Caesar's men hold their position. But Pompey has a secret weapon. A cavalry with 7,000 men.
Pompey is hoping that his magnificent cavalry outdoes any cavalry that Caesar has. He's hoping that the cavalry can win the day on the battlefield.
Double.
Second round! 2-0!
But Caesar is one step ahead of Pompey.
Caesar comes up with a really clever counter to Pompey's cavalry. He holds some of his infantrymen in reserve, and he pivots them like a swinging door in the way of Pompey's cavalry, and they break the charge of Pompey's cavalry. Pompey's cavalry do not recover from this, and that's pretty much the end of Pompey's offensive in this battle. Now, the initiative goes over to Caesar.
One of the big advantages that Caesar had was he's leading the same legions that had just helped him conquer Gaul. They were well-trained, they were well-disciplined. These guys were not just battle-hardened, they had been together with each other.
After just an hour of fighting, Pompey retreats. Caesar claims victory, killing 15,000 of Pompey's men, and taking another 20,000 as prisoners.
After the battle, Caesar captures the rest of the senators, and now he has what he wants. He has ultimate control of Roman politics.
Where is he?
Where is he?
Where's Pompey? Looks that's where they tend. He must have fled.
Caesar gave one very clear instruction to his men, and that was that should any of them see Brutus on the battlefield, they were not to kill him. Part of the reason why he was so concerned for Brutus might surely be that he was concerned for Sevilla as well, looking out for her interests. But another part might be that he genuinely concerned for Brutus, that he wanted Brutus to side with him.
Caesar has won the battle of Pharsalus, but knows he won't have control of Rome until Pompey is killed. Julius Caesar's victory in Greece will not be complete until he captures his arch-rival, Pompey.
As long as he remained alive, Pompey, even a hobbled Pompey without much of an army, was a threat.
One of his men says he was headed towards Cyprus. Another claims he's gone to Africa. I suggest we split our forces. We can each take a legion.
No, I need you in Rome. For what? I need someone there raising up. There are plenty of men more capable I can get to serve you here.
Initiate retreat.
You're the only one I can trust.
Ally has been slain.
Better than any need. Well, now, Pompey, knowing him, he attempts to raise an army in the east. That's where he won his conquests. They'll remember him there. Who was there? Alexandria. Alexandria is a port city, 1,000 miles east
Our
of Rome,
turret has been
in
destroyed.
Egypt, one of the strongest empires in the world.
Egyptian civilization was extremely old. It had been there for thousands of years, back to the pharaohs. The Romans were the new kids on the block.
For centuries, this ancient power has been one of Rome's closest allies.
Egypt was one of the richest regions in the entire Mediterranean
Our turret has slain an enemy.
always been shipping money, grain, gold to Rome.
Destroy the turret. Turtle resurrecting soon. Initiate retreat.
Pompey has a long history with Egypt and hopes to use it to defeat Caesar.
A few years previously, Pompey had loaned significant amounts of money to the Egyptian crown. This was why Pompey had fled to Egypt in the first place. He knew that the Egyptian throne still owed him that money, and he planned on using that debt as leverage to get the Egyptians to support him against Caesar.
This massive kingdom is ruled by a 14-year-old boy named Ptolemy.
Killing spree.
Ptolemy was a boy king who had been left the crown by his father with his will. It was quite usual in Egyptian society for a king to come to the throne at very early age.
Has been slain. Request backup.
There's an honor to finally meet you guys.
An enemy has been slain.
My name is Pompey.
I know who you are. What do you want?
As I'm sure you are aware, Rome is at war with a small but well-trained army of rebels. I've come here on behalf of the people of Rome to ask for your support.
How can I help?
As we speak, I am raising new legions across Africa. But to ensure a swift and decisive victory, I ask that you pledge your armies to fight on the side of Rome.
To defeat a small band of rebels.
We could use all the allies we have. We've drawn the rebels out of Italy. We concentrated their forces in an area where it will be easier for us to attack.
I'm impressed. But my region tells me that you've just suffered a devastating loss to Caesar in Greece.
Initiate retreat. Ally has
My
been
setback.
Hả?
The great Pompey Magnus, conqueror of the East, defeater of Spartacus, bowing down and begging for help.
initiate retreat.
I know you are dealing with your own war, but we cannot let Rome fall. Once I defeat Caesar with your help, I will return with my armies.
Our turret is under attack. An enemy has been slain.
If Pompey gets the support of King Ptolemy, he'll gain the upper hand against Caesar and threaten to take down the Roman Republic.
Egypt was an enormous source of anxiety because Egypt played a very important role in Rome's own food supply. By choking off the port of Alexandria, you could pretty much bring Rome to its knees. So there was a lot of anxiety about having a copy of any person of power ensconced in Egypt.
To add to the instability in Egypt, Ptolemy is already in the throes of his own civil war.
When Ptolemy's father had died, he had actually appointed Ptolemy as co-king with his sister, and the two of them had actually married, something which was perfectly normal in Egyptian society. So the two of them had fallen out. Ptolemy had been left as sole regent, and she had gone into hiding.
Caesar realizes how unpredictable things are in Egypt, and for all he knows, he could be heading directly into a trap.
Shut down. Enemy killed. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Delighted.
Enemy triple kill.
If you're here to ask for my armies, you're too late.
Our turret is under attack.
Betrayal must be paid back by blood.
You look disappointed.
Covered up.
Enemy gone.
Cover it
Initiate
up.
retreat.
Ptolemy kills Pompey and has his head presented to Caesar when he arrives in Egypt, hoping, I think, that it would somehow ingratiate itself with Caesar. But in fact, Caesar is horrified. He's outraged that a great Roman general, and indeed someone who had been a relative of his, suffers such a undignified fate.
Launch attack.
Why?
Since you're no longer at war, you can help me fight mine.
Initiate retreat.
Now we're allies.
I need to get back to Rome.
You owe me.
Once things get settled in Rome, I'll do all I can.
Initiate retreat.
It wasn't a request. Keep him here until he changes his mind.
Launch attack.
Nobody's untouchable, nobody's confident.
After 2 years chasing Pompey across Italy and Greece, Julius Caesar is put under house arrest as he awaits his fate.
Initiate retreat.
Once Caesar found himself in Egypt, he
he became ensconced in a situation of extraordinary civil unrest. Caesar himself essentially became a prisoner in the city.
I apologize about all this.
Initiate retreat.
Then let me go.
I suggest you do as the Emperor requests. Lend him your armies. Help him end this rebellion against his sister.
Let me talk to both of them. I'm sure I could resolve this whole thing without any bloodshed.
Ptolemy isn't interested in negotiating.
Is that him talking? Or you?
Make yourself comfortable. Could be here a while.
Caesar arrives in Egypt and underestimates what the Egyptian reaction would be. He finds himself holed up in Alexandria, unable to do anything.
An enemy has been slain. Launch attack.
As Caesar weighs his decision to support King Ptolemy, his newly won republic is spiraling into chaos. Since Pompey and the senators evacuated Rome, the city has been without a functioning government. The biggest problem is the lack of food.
The city of Rome by this point had a population well over 1 million people who required regular grain shipments from Sicily, from Egypt, from other parts of the empire. The city simply could not sustain itself. And with no administrative apparatus, with nobody in charge, the city was literally eating itself alive.
While grain is still being delivered to the city, it's no longer making it to a kingdom, creating a firestorm. The man charged with maintaining order is Mark Antony, a valiant soldier, but someone with no political ambition.
Mark Antony does not seem to have a care in the world. He liked drinking, he liked gambling, he liked women, and the Roman Republic was run quite badly.
Sir, another riot's broken out.
Shipments have come in.
Tell me to be patient. We have to do something. Break it up. Use force if necessary. Sir, do it.
Mark Antony turns out to be a bad choice to govern Rome in Caesar's absence. He's not able to deal with popular unrest. He's forced to resort to the blunt instrument of sending troops into the forum.
Under Mark Antony's command, over 100 civilians are killed, including women and children, proving Rome needs a leader like Caesar, now more than ever. As Rome slides into turmoil, Caesar's refusal to support King Ptolemy is becoming unsafe.
Killing spree. Shut down.
as the guards change.
Who are you?
Cleopatra. You refuse to help my brother. Why?
Why you met?
You need to know.